All right, everybody. I know that we normally focus on fantasy pins, but today Disney released their new pin trading event.
Disney did release what they're going to do, so we thought we'd talk a little bit about what those plans are.
Yeah, that's so cool. I know of the event, but I've never attended. So now I'm like even more intrigued to hear what it's going to be like virtually.
Yeah, and it's important to know that this is the 20th anniversary of these pin events. So the dates for the event are going to be November 13th and November 14th. That's a Friday and a Saturday. And everyone can register for this event on Wednesday at 1 p.m. They say that new content will be posted throughout each day of that November 13th and 14th. Admission is $50 per guest, and that includes admission to both days virtually from either your computer or your mobile device. It includes opportunity to participate in the random selection process to pre-purchase pins, and then you also get the chance to purchase any remaining stock that's left over that wasn't claimed during the random selection.
This random is already making me, and I'm sure anybody who views this video, nervous, because if you've ever gotten like a shop pass, a merch pass from shopdisney.com, I'm already like
it sounds just like that.
So I'm already like in panic mode for all these people.
You also get the opportunity to preview new upcoming pin releases. There's Disney artists and merchandise panel. There's this thing called a blind experiential. That's literally what it says. Auction. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. It sounds like a good way to say we're gonna take your money and we get what we give you.
Yeah. You also get video content on various pin topics from familiar faces. And then everyone that went gets a welcome pin and a goodbye pin. So there's at least a guarantee that with those $50 that you spend, you're absolutely positively going to get the welcome pin and the goodbye pin.
Okay.
You also say there's downloadable art. So they also released pictures of the potential pins that participants at the event can purchase. So I was going to talk about a few. I have to be honest with everyone. I am not thrilled with these pin options. Last year's pin event, the theme, because there's a theme every single year, the theme last year was fairy tales, and that means tales is spelled T-A-I-L-S. So it all focused on pets or animals featured in Disney films.
Yeah.
Those were some of the best pins. They were so cool.
I hear.
I wanted all of them. Nick was like,
Aww.
I'm done. And I think on my board,
My
he's got adoption. So that is from the Disney event last year. But literally, like, I wanted all the pins. And I looked at the list this year, and there was only one of them that I was like, maybe like that I would kind of be interested, but not $50 interested.
But you're still getting two, right? Or this doesn't even count because it's not the welcome and the goodbye.
Yeah, those two are still mysteries. So we won't even find out what the welcome and goodbye pin is until either until they show up, or maybe on those event days they'll show us previews of them. Maybe I'll highlight a few that I think are interesting.
I have one favorite. I don't know if you're gonna mention.
What do you like?
Okay. So based on this batch, if I had to pick one, is the Mickey showcasing a pin board, like if he's ready to trade. I love everything about that, especially since I have been a cast member in the past. He actually has a pin on his little pin board that is a Halloween pin from this year, which is a pumpkin Mickey, which I think was adorable. And I love his little costume and that he's wearing a little lanyard and he's asking, want a pin trade? Of course, Mickey, I want a pin trade. Like, when do I ever get to pin trade with Mickey Mouse? So that's like that one pin in that series, or in that group that they've released so far, is the one that hands down is my favorite of the batch.
Yeah, that's a cool pin. That's an LE of 500.
Oh, wow.
And it's interesting. The title of that one is the 2019 Guest Inspired Pin. Created in collaboration with the 2019 Disney Fairy Tales auction lot winner. So it sounds like a participant at last year's pin event got to help design that pin.
What? I didn't know that. It's so cool. It even adds more to it.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that went for an auction.
How much that auction was last year? I don't know.
Yeah, like.
And that's the other thing. Since we've never actually gone to the event, I don't really know everything that happens there. We've watched other people's other, some of our favorite vloggers' videos of the event, but you only get a little glimpse of everything that happens.
I think a lot of it is standing in long lines waiting to trade at the pin boards.
Oh yeah.
Personally. So then I'm curious as to how fast this might sell out, because people that like live in Indiana, like where I'm originally from, they wouldn't necessarily be going down to Florida just for this event. But now
yes, they would. Serious pin people, they will come from everywhere. I met people from everywhere. So yes, but I do think you have a great point. If you weren't planning on attending the event because it is hard to travel, even before COVID, then now this is an opportunity for you to, hey, you could do this from home. So traveling's not a problem. I think you're right. I think this will sell out pretty fast. Yeah. Okay, I like pin number 12, or item number 12, and it's the new style animated Mickey, and he's holding the new pin logo. I know a lot of people don't like the new official logo, so I think that's a neat pin. I wouldn't mind grabbing that one. That's another limited edition of 500.
Okay, I like the little jewel that they put there too. It's like a jewel on a jewel.
And it looks like every pin from this event, every big pin is gonna.
Oh, it has a little emerald. I didn't see that until now that you mention it.
I think the storybook pins, these are going to be popular. I think they're the only ones that, to me, look like they're the highest quality. I also think there's potential that they have 3 pins that they're calling the progression series. And they're showing in a series of a Z-fold pin how pins are made. So they'll have one of the Z-fold pins is basically just pure metal. And the next pin will be some enamel filled in but not polished. And the last one is the completed polished pin. If anyone has seen from D23 last year, Disney put out some of the WDW Profile pins in this same fashion, but much more elaborate and in this beautiful frame set. So I think this is like a miniaturized version of that. Those might end up being popular. And then I'll be honest, after that, I don't think there's a lot of outstanding pins. There's like maybe 1 or 2 blind box sets. They're doing a whole Tiny Kingdom just for this pin event. But I know a lot of people really enjoy Tiny Kingdom. There is a Baymax. I'm a big Baymax fan. He's in a mystery set, so maybe one day I'll be able to trade for him.
The only pin that I seemed interested in was the storybook, the witch with the apple in the cauldron, looked super spooky and Halloween-y kind of. So that was really the only pin in the series that I was kind of hoping that I get.
I did want to point out, I am in a little community of listeners for this podcast called Podcast The Ride, which I highly recommend. And if they were to see, there is a Avatar pin, the Navi River Ride. Let me tell you, podcasters, if you are watching this video, you're going to want this pin. It's so Sivako for us.
Yeah, people are obsessed with that animatronic in that attraction. So, Terry, the pin you're talking about is item number 30, and it's a pin set.
It is?
Limited
yeah.
150, and retail price is $129.99. But again, that's a 5-pin set. Those are probably going to be some of the nicer quality pins at the event. But yeah, well, this will be interesting to see how it pans out. I'm glad Disney was able to work out something. This was a cool pin event. It was going to be a really cool live pin event in person, but I think they're still planning something special for pin enthusiasts.
Yeah, I definitely think that if COVID hadn't happened and the tickets were normally $150 to go to one of these things.
Yeah, so typically the event is a lot more expensive than $50.
Yeah, I would not have spent the $150. We will include the list of all the pins that they're going to have, and we will be listening, even though we're not like necessarily planning on.
Oh, I'm going to try to get a ticket. I might as well.
Okay.
Like you said, I think it's going to sell out super fast.
Everyone, like, let us know what you think.
Yeah, tell us, are you guys going to try to get tickets for it? Or, I don't know how long this is going to take to post this video. So if we're posting this on Wednesday or later, did you get tickets? Tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
And let us know what you're in search of. Your ISOs are below too. So we can keep an eye out if we do get a ticket.
Yeah, we wanna know what pins you like the best, or which ones you're like. Well, thank you, Teri, so much for hanging out with us and nerding out about official Disney pins.
Yeah, thanks for featuring me and giving me the call. It was fun today.
And for any of you who haven't seen or who maybe aren't into fantasy pins, Teri and I typically put on a fantasy pin video.
If you like buying art from your favorite characters at conventions that is fantasy art, not officially licensed by Disney, you can buy a fantasy pin and appreciate it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Please check out Teri and I's other videos, even if you just want to see, because we always post up our pin mail. But if you're just going to kind of see what the fantasy pin world is about, those videos are really awesome to check out and get a good idea as to what they are. So until next time, we will head out on our pin voyage. It was such a pleasure hanging out with you, Teri, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
All right. See you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Wherever we're going, I could not say for sure. Better not knowing, but it's better than before. But here's the cure. Everybody swimming in sunshine. Everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the fun line. Ain't nobody left behind. Possible we're drifting, but it doesn't seem to be. Findable what's missing, but we've never missed a beat. Can't you see? Everybody swimming in sunshine. Everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the fun line. Ain't nobody left behind. Now that we've arrived here, I would not change a thing. Knew that we'd survive here and all the goodness we would bring. Of this I sing. Everybody swimming in sunshine. Everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the front line. Ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine. Everybody feeling fine. Everybody join the fun line. Ain't nobody left behind. Everybody swimming in sunshine. Everybody feeling